Hey guys, so figure I'd take y'all along today. We're gonna check on some hay and probably fire that tedder up and turn this hay over. I'm gonna show you kind of what goes on with that. So like on this particular field here, see how you got those shadows from the trees? Well, what happens there is as the sun gets higher in the sky, east is over that way. I'm not gonna blind y'all with the phone, but or the sunlight, but the sun's directly above my head right there. So what happens, that doesn't get full contact with the sun. So then you come out here and you look, and that hay right there, it looks pretty good. You know what I mean? Feels fairly, right here on top feels dry, but you see down in here, see that greenage? Watch this. So you get that, and you turn it over and look at that. Still like it was when it's cut. Now, from the moisture in the ground, when you go even like on this thinner right here, it's got good color on top, but you get underneath of it and you flip it, bam, you got all that green. So then you get in like your thicker stuff, it's the same way. You know what I mean? You turn it over, boom, you got all that green. So to help speed up the process, we'll run that tedder over all this, and basically what it does is it thins out all this thick and it brings what's on the bottom on top, so it helps it cure and dry faster. I don't know how much of them I'm gonna do today. Fuel's gotten so daggone high, I don't know. There's a couple of thick patches on that other farm I need to do, but I don't know. Everything's a crapshoot this year, guys. Everything's just gotten so daggone high. So on this tedder, you got this handle right here, and that's how you adjust where you want it. And you see those tines are off the ground right now. So what I like to do is on these back tines right there, see, they're just off the grass. So I'm gonna try to set up where you can see this a little better. Hold on. All right, so see how this is gonna work out. So you watch that tine right there. As I turn that handle I was showing you, watch what happens. See how the front tine there is getting closer to the ground? And what I like to do is just get it where it barely skims what hasn't been cut. And I kind of get a hold of it. Well, how about that? Dropped y'all anyway. Well, that didn't work out. But anyway, see, you're grabbing all the hay that's been cut right there, and it's not getting down into the ground, tearing the tines up. I think that'll work just fine. So I'm gonna get on the tractor, fire the PTO, we'll start making some rounds, and I'll show y'all what it looks like coming out the back. Alright guys, so I got going here. Made a round just to make sure it was gonna do okay. So I want you to look. So on this tedder, see there under the tedder, see how it's picking everything up that's cut, but it's not scarring the ground? And look back there, see how it's flipping all that hay? When you get out here in the sun, you'll see what I'm talking about. See how you see all that green coming up to the top? This is why we run this piece of equipment. See, it's pretty much clearing all the cut hay from off the top of the ground, and it's flipping it up, so this hay will dry a lot quicker that way. Doesn't take a whole lot of horsepower to do this. So I'm pretty sure you can hear me a lot better than normally. Got those 3000 just kind of cruising along, high range fifth gear. Said it don't take a whole lot of horsepower to do this. And as high as fuel is, it's cheaper for us to run this. There was that other box I didn't find. It's cheaper to run gasoline right now than it is diesel. I'll have to sit out here and endure this sun because it's cheaper that way. I don't have a canopy on this tractor or a sunshade, but that's okay. And then see, look up here. See where I've done that over there? See how fluffed up and spread out it is compared to what those look like? See, they're still laying flat on the ground. So you've got those two swaths where we cut, right? You see how they're just kind of laid flat. Well, then you look behind you, and it takes those two, spreads them out into one, but it's really thinned out on top. See, again, see these two, and then you look back there. See, it's putting everything from the bottom on top. That just helps with drying and curing. And I know it sounds like it's an extra step, but in reality, it really makes better hay. I mean, it really does. Being able to cure it all pretty equal, where it's still got some good color to it. You know, when folks buy hay, they like to see color. They don't want to see bone dry stuff looks like straw. Look at that. See how green that patch is right there? See, if we hadn't flipped that, it wouldn't even bale tomorrow, as hot as it is. I checked the phone there a minute ago. It's right before 10 o'clock here in the morning. It's 86 degrees already. You know what I mean? And even at 86 degrees, that hay would not bale tomorrow. There's no way it would have. All that green laying on the ground. And then everything that would be laying on top, it would be bone dry, crispy. You want some nutrients. That's the whole purpose of putting up hay right, is so it will, when it cures, it'll contain a lot of its nutrients for the livestock. So I don't mind to have to spend the money on the fuel just so I can put up good product. You know what I mean? We sell a lot of square bales, we sell a lot of round bales to our customers, and over the years they've grown to know that our hay is pretty good. We go through all the process to make sure it's good. That kind of means a bunch to me. Well, I'm going to finish knocking out this little piece, and when I go over there on that side over there, I'll bring you in and show you it. It's not near as thick as this is, so we might be able to boogie along a little more with it. But yeah, just trying to show y'all guys the process. But I'll see you here in a minute. Look, all right guys, check this out. So you look at that. That's what I cut yesterday morning. And you see how it all is kind of laying flat on the ground. And yes, it is a lot thinner. That patch over there is always thinner. No matter what we do, that patch just stays thin. But over there, even when it's thicker, you see how flat that is laying on the ground? Now look at that. See how that's all fluffed up and spread out? That's what cures that hay. That's what'll dry that hay out quicker. It'll cure better. It doesn't have to set as long. And then here, now that I'm not moving, maybe you can see. You see, like on that's a really good example. See where it's just touching those blades of grass and it's not down on the ground? Well, that's not hurting your equipment. It's not being hard on your equipment, but it's getting all the hay off the ground. That's what's important, and that's the key, is getting the hay off the ground. But at the same token, you don't want to tear your equipment up and be hard on your equipment. So yeah, figured y'all might enjoy that. You kind of like the informational side of it. But I'm gonna get going on this one. I'll probably boogie along on this one. It ain't gonna take very long. It ain't about 1.5 acres, 2 acres maybe, but yeah, I'll get going on this one. I'll see y'all here in a minute. All right, so I got that little bunch done. Now I'm gonna crank these tines back up. We got about a mile and a half, 2 mile move here. And while you're in transport, you don't want them tines down low, scraping on the pavement and all that. It tears your tines up, bends them up and all that. So gotta crank them back up, make this move. When we get over there where I'm heading to do this next bunch, it's that one big bottom where I cut around that hemlock I was showing y'all. That was really thick, so I'm definitely gonna do that one. So I'll see y'all over there here in a minute. Alright guys, so for whatever reason, I got to think about it, I don't think I showed y'all this field just at all when I was cutting it. Probably because it's kind of rough. About rough as a pine knot actually. But you can hear it beating and banging pretty good. This is an old tree farm. Well, it's not an old one, but it's been a tree farm for a long time. That's what this place does. We're fortunate enough they give us the hay to cut on it so they don't bush hog it. And that's all they do. Is if we didn't cut the hay, they just bush hog it. So we've been fortunate enough, but I did that one yesterday over there. Then I did this one here. And I was thinking, I was like, I don't think I even showed this one on camera yesterday. Yeah, I don't know why, but I didn't. Or I don't think I did. I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it, but I don't think I even showed it to you. But it's a pretty good piece here. Pretty decent hay. We're just out here cruising along. About the last 10 minutes or so, there's been a pretty good breeze coming out like the southwest. Man, it's helped a bunch. I ain't kidding you. Chewy. Yeah, we're just out here cruising along. Run about 1,600 RPM, 6 gear. About all I want from this field. It's like, I'm sure you can hear it, the beating and the banging. Kind of rough on my whole back. More beating and banging we go through. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I got to think about it. I don't think I showed y'all this one at all. Oh, what the heck? Good night of living. This sucker beat your teeth out of your skull, boy. That's another reason I'm not moving real fast. It's just rough on you. Yeah. Figured I'd show y'all this one. Like I said, I don't believe I showed you yesterday. I'm gonna knock this one out, then we're gonna go back there in that bottom back there, that long, big, straight stretch bottom back there. Be a little smoother, probably make for a little better everything. I'll see y'all here in a minute. Alright guys, finally got over here. This big old bottom showed y'all where I cut around that old nasty poison hemlock. But I wanted to show y'all. So you can see there, that's a pretty good example actually. Even just laying right there on top, you see there's a lot of green. So like this patch right here, that don't look that thick at all, which it ain't, but you gather this up and flip it. Look at that. Fresh cut grass, you know what I mean? So we about have to ted it, you know what I mean? Gonna have to get it turned. Everything is laying right on the ground. It's still just like I cut it yesterday. Oh. Yeah, boy. I mean, green as grass. So, I'm gonna get the old tedder adjusted and we'll fire into it, and I'll try to get y'all a little video of me running. Alright guys, got over here to that big bottom I cut yesterday. Went on, started making a lap, make sure the tedder was set the way I wanted it to. You can kind of look there, you can see a lot of green where that was laying on the ground. Kind of why I got to do this. Again, like I told y'all a while ago, fuel's getting so high, it's deal, but I don't really have any choice. I mean, pretty good hay right here. If I don't ted it, the bottom's always going to stay green. I don't care. It can lay another 2 or 3 days even in this heat. I checked the phone there a minute ago. My phone says it's like 10 minutes after 11. It says it's 91 degrees, so believe you me, there's a lot of other things I'd rather be doing, but it's just a necessary evil. I mean, you see how green that is? I mean, it's just like I cut it yesterday. After 100 and something heat index yesterday, it's still, I mean, that's just something I got to do. Like I said, there's a lot of other things I'd rather be doing, could be doing, but can't let this hay go to waste. I'm kind of running the tractor in what a lot of folks in golf cruise control. Just got it running about 1600 RPM. Just putting along. It's doing what I need it to do. It's thinning this hay out. And I'm not burning through a bunch of fuel doing it. So you can see, still doing a really good job cleaning it up. By this woods, I don't care what you do here, it's just going to be green. So what we usually do with it is we rake it a really small windrow. That way when it goes into the round bale, we'll kind of know which one it is on that outside along the street line. It's always going to have a little green to it. There ain't a whole lot you can do about it. And they're putting in culvert tile, drainage tile on this farm. That's pretty cool. Might be able to get y'all some video of that when we come back to rake or something. Like I say, it is a tree farm. It's what they do for a business here. It's almost 400 acres, I think it is. Nothing but trees. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Making circles, riding around. Mr. Doughboy said that he was nuttier than a squirrel turd as well. Well, I guarantee you, I'm a card carrying member, certified, licensed, the whole deal. You know what I mean? You gotta love doing this crap right here. If you don't love it, there's no way anybody normal would do it. You know what I mean? Farmers, I think, and even though the only thing I'm doing is I'm preventing a food source for livestock, but I've said forever, farmers don't get enough credit. They never have. Without farmers, I mean, you wouldn't eat, you wouldn't have stuff to put on your table. I mean, I know folks think, oh, they go to Kroger and Walmart, Save-A-Lot, Piggly Wiggly and whatnot. That's where they get their stuff, but in reality, it all came from a farmer. You know what I mean? Being my 50 years on this planet, this is most of the stuff I've done about all my life. I know for a fact. These are the unsung heroes. Farmers are. Oh man. Still, look how much green that's throwing out the back. Yeah, I'm gonna knock this one out. Then I've got that one over in the corner. Probably take you along for it for a little bit. Then I got that one up, then a couple of patches up there by that little pond yet to do. Probably another couple of hours anyway. But I'll see y'all here in a bit. Alright guys, back down here in this corner, I'm going to show y'all again. And this is one of them things too, I don't guess I got into too much yesterday about that disc mower. But yeah, the disc mower is fast. It does a really good job, clean. See how green all that is still laying on the bottom? So one thing about a hay bind, going through those rollers where it crimps, and this is really wet where it's just a clump. Look at that. Just like I cut it yesterday, you know what I mean? So it's one of them things, but like I said, when you run it through a hay bind, those rollers crimp the crop. And like I said, for like goats and sheep and stuff, it's awesome. See how green that is? That's why I gotta run that tedder. You know what I mean? But like for goats and sheep, I think it's better. Like I say, when they go in and get bites of it, see how green all that is? It breaks, it comes out better. And then, I don't know, I'm partial to it because that's what I growed up. I growed up using an old sickle bar, 3-point sickle bar. And there wasn't a whole lot of nothing. I mean, you could, golly, look at that. And they had some pull behind conditioners that you could pick the crop up and crimp it. We didn't have one, but like I said, there's advantages of all of it. But like for me, I'd rather run the hay bind for my hay, for my critters, you know what I mean? It's just a preference, I guess. But coming around here, I jumped a doe with a baby. I tried to get some footage of it. I don't know if I got footage of it or not, but I'm gonna get me a drink because blame it's hot. I mean, it's hot as Hades, boy. This little breeze that's blowing, it's probably a, I don't know, 7-8 mile an hour breeze, but golly, it's like it's coming right over top of a fire or something. Golly, it's hot. I think it was pushing noon. It's 94 degrees, I think. So I'm gonna get me a cold drink of that water right there. Jump on this one. And I think what's left to be that one little strip that I showed you the last thing I did yesterday, and then those 2 little fields around that little pond. But I'm gonna jump on the tractor here, get this one going, and I'll get you a little footage of this one. You'll see this one's gonna shock you. You'll be like, dang, it is. There's a lot of green. About like that other one down there. This is fairly thick hay too. And now that it's had some time to set, it's laying flat, you'll see coming out the back of the tedder, it's gonna show a lot of green. This is probably the second best hay on this entire farm right here. That bottom we just did, it was pretty good stuff, but this right here, it's really good hay. And then I ain't cut some fields yet. That's up on top. There's a big hill up there. It's real good stuff too. I mean, all of it's pretty good hay, or I wouldn't be cutting it. I'm not gonna waste time, money, and fuel on cutting stuff it's not good, but that just don't make any sense. But like I said, it's all pretty good hay, or I wouldn't be fooling with it. So but anyway, I'm gonna get me a drink, get this thing going, and I'll show you what it looks like coming out the back of the tedder here. Alright, so want to get out away from the edge the best I could before I brought y'all in to see it. Something I did want to mention too, another thing I like to do is I've seen a lot of guys over the years, like on this tractor, you've got a PTO speed to run certain pieces of equipment. That's a suggestion really, or for optimal performance of the piece of machinery. So like on this 3000, 540 PTO speed, you've got a 540 PTO and you've got a 1000 PTO. All our equipment is 540 PTO. So on this tractor, it says 1800 RPMs is what they want you to run for 540 PTO. Well, I don't like to run at 1800
with this tractor and pulling the tedder, because as you can imagine, it's a fairly violent process what's going on with that tedder as it is. Those metal tines spinning, smacking the crop, you know, throwing it. So the faster and the more violent that you're being with the crop, the more nutrients that it's losing. So you'll see videos, you go check out videos, you'll see guys, the light will come on some of their newer tractors where they got their 540 PTO. Man, you can't hardly see the tines moving on it, and they're just beating that crop off to 2 pieces. Well, I don't want to do that myself. So that's another reason I run slower and slower. But you can see, or I hope you can, see all the green that's coming up. Make this turn. Look at the green coming up back here. Yeah, that's why, you know, that's why we do this. That's the reason I do it. You got some farmers won't do it at all. They feed cattle and whatnot. They cut it and let it lay 3 days or 4 days, whatever it may be, and then they come put the rake in it, turn it, let what's on the bottom dry. At this time of year, we've got so much going on. All my days are kind of spoken for, so I need to get this part of it done. And I've got more to cut yet, so again, it's just, for me, it's a necessary evil. It's something I got to do. I mean, you can see there's a good example of how fluffed up that is right there after we just went over it. Look how much green's in it. I don't need all that green to sit down there forever. I need it to be up here where it's here, where I can get it in a bale. That'd be something I can do too. We'll bring the big tractor, the bale spear, the 3-point on the back. We usually bring a gooseneck truck trailer down here. We'll load up like 14 at a time on it. That'd be another cool video and show you how we load bales on a gooseneck. Probably bring this tractor and a wagon or two hooked behind one another, Siamese. Load them too, that way we're maximizing the amount we're getting out of here at a time. Still a lot of stuff to show y'all. I have 3 more rounds or so on this one. I'll have it done. I'll get it put up. I'll head up on the hill up there. I'll bring you back when I'm up there by them little ponds again. So this was another little piece I didn't show y'all yesterday. It's just a little shoot. It ain't but about acre, maybe acre and a half tops. But I didn't show y'all that either. But so I've got that piece to do. Got that over there to do. And then back up that way, up there by those trees, that's where that pond is. So I've got that to do. So I may not show y'all any of this one just because it's little. When we get back up there by that pond, I'll bring you in for that one. Stand by. Alright. And we're off. These are those little ones up here by the pond. So pretty, all them trees, that old kudzu covered barn, little pond. Notice too, I don't know if you pay attention to that, but like yesterday when I was cutting these, I'm going the opposite way of the way I cut it. reason I do that is because it lays the hay on the ground a certain way when you go cutting it. Then when you ted it, you're throwing the hay the opposite way you cut it, which makes it fluff up easier and faster. Does that make sense? Golly. Roughing a corn cob right there, boy. Hear all that bouncing and bam, boom, bang, bing, bang, boom. You know? This is kind of that junkier stuff, but you can see where I've turned it right there. Look how green all that is. I'm sure you can see how green that is. I mean, I got sunglasses on, I can still see. It's like super green. You're talking, we had a heat index yesterday, I think it was 102. It's supposed to be like 110 today or something like that. It's like I say, you can see that stuff blowing. But man, I'm gonna tell you, listen, no governor kick in, boy, coming up that hill. But like I said, I'm gonna tell you, that breeze or no breeze, it's hot, Jack. Yeah, knock this one out. We'll go over and get that one, and then back over there and get that one down there. Then my butt be heading to the house. I don't know, I think I looked at the time there a while ago. I think it was 12:30, 4:45, I don't know, something like that. Whew. That breeze hits you in the face and it's just like, ugh. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful to have a little. No air whatsoever, it'd be awful, awful. Listen, no governor. Those tractors got a governor on them. When you put them under a load, that governor kicks in and helps them pick up some power without having to hit your throttle all the time. I love that sound. Knock this one out, then I'll take y'all over there. Y'all check it out. Check out all that kudzu on that old barn. It's about taking it over. Looks really cool. All the way down that side of it. It's called kudzu. Not good for nothing, really. Ride around this one, take y'all down the hill down here by the pond. Love to have them 2.0 wagons. I've asked like 2 or 3 times now if they'd sell them to me. They're just sitting there and they ain't gonna do nothing with them. I'd like to have them redo the decks on them, put them to work. All right, let's start down this hill to the pond. I don't know if y'all be able to tell how steep this thing is, but it's pretty steep down through there. Tractor's like, good night. That little pond. I did get permission to fish it. They said it's plumb loaded with fish. take pretty good care of our equipment too. Service them on a regular basis. Every piece of equipment gets greased before we use it. No matter if we didn't use it for 20 minutes, it still gets greased again. As high as equipment has gotten in the last 3 or 4 years, it's the cheapest thing you can do is keep your equipment serviced. Although it wasn't real cheap this year to service our tractors, just 2 of the tractors. Oil filters, hydraulic fluid, oil. It was right at $400. It ain't never been that high, ever. Usually we can service all our tractors for that. So, things just tough, man. You just gotta put your head down and go for it, you know what I mean? It's like that surgery I had. Most people would just sit down on the couch and been done. I ain't built that way. I've got to feel some kind of way that I was productive in some sort, some kind of contributing member of society in a way. And with all our goats and whatnot, the hay, I feel like I do that, you know what I mean? Ah, man. This is the basics of it though, guys. Just ride around, circles, turning the crop over. You know what I mean? You get by this old wagon. I'll show you a back shot of the tedder again and everything coming out the back of it. Pretty good little side hill too. Pretty close to the ground right there. I'll shut y'all down on this one for now. When I do that last piece over there here in a minute, I'll bring you in on that. That'll probably be the end of these videos for today. I'll get these posted this time, sometime this afternoon, I guess. I get back down to the house, cool off for a little bit. I'll knock this little field out, then I'll take you over to that strip. We'll be done tedding hay for the day. Last little bit of the day. Woohoo! Oh man. I only cut just a little bit of this yesterday. We gotta go about another, start cutting again, we go about another 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile on down that way. That's a really, really long strip goes down through there. But I only cut this little bit yesterday. This gets narrow right here. Just thought, well, while we're on this end of the farm, might as well get this little bit. Make this hairpin. Oh. course, everything else when we come in, we're down in that bottom, come up the back side of a hill over there and come into the back over where we'll be cutting the next part. So while we're just down here on this end of the farm, I thought, well, I'll knock this end out. Like I said, it's probably hard for y'all to tell just because you look at the videos and whatnot. But I think we ended up figuring it was about 20 acres altogether we put on the ground yesterday. Probably got that much more to do. Then we'll be done with first cutting. Oh man. Y'all pretty much rode along with me for a full day, both days now. You know what we're doing. When I get done here and I got to get off and put the tedder back up in transport mode. I'll see what time it is. I think we said we started at 9:30 or quarter to 10 or something like that this morning. I'll see what time it is right now, or when I get just got maybe a pass or two right there left to do. So, as you can still see, I mean, this has been down over 24 hours, and what was laying on the ground is still just like I cut it. That's why we got to do this. One pass up, one pass down, we'll be done. Let me knock this out, and then I'll jump off and get the tedder ready to go down the road, and I'll see what time it is. I'll be back with y'all here in a minute. All right, guys. So I got her all lifted up there and ready to go transport mode, ready to go to the house. I'm gonna get me a big old slug of cold water. So I looked at the time, and we're about quarter after 1, looks like. So 9:30, so it'll be 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. About 4 hours, what we've hit it today to get it all tedded. Oh, I needed that cold drink. So I'm gonna head to the house. I'm gonna go around, make sure all the critters has got some fresh cold water, as it's hot. I know I'm enjoying that little red cold jug full of cold water. I know my critters do this too. So I'm gonna get home, make sure everything's got some fresh water, and I'm probably gonna take my fat butt in the house for a little bit and set an AC, cool off for a minute before I find something else has to be done. But I'll get this one posted here in a little while, guys. So thank y'all for watching. I'll see you on the next one.